All stand-up comedians are public speakers, but not all public speakers are comedians.
But my prior experience has taught me how these dinners work. If the president laughs, everyone laughs. And if the Fox News table laughs, a little girl just fell off her bike.
But some of the best stand-up comedians are the best public speakers, and some of the best public speakers use comedy.
You and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us has something special that makes us as beautiful.
Stand-up seems to be a distinct form of public speaking, but what exactly is the relationship between public speaking and comedy?
Before I begin, I must point out that behind me sits a highly admired President of the United States and decorated war hero, while I, a cable television talk show host, has been chosen to stand here and impart wisdom. I pray I never witness a more damning example of what is wrong with America today.
There are a lot of convergent skills between traditional public speaking and comedy, and we will explore them here. Public speaking is a very broad area. The most traditional form is in the form of a speech or conveying some knowledge or argument to a group of people.
Oh, hey, I got one thing to say. Yeah, I got one thing to say. Can I say one thing? Live from New York.
But public speaking can be tailored to different environments. There are political environments, like a big political convention or rally that has the goal of gaining support.
You guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
There are legal environments, like a lawyer in court that's in front of a jury where the aim is to argue and be persuasive.
Only they didn't find out until it was too late because their client refused to pay for the MRI.
There are educational environments, like a university lecture where the aim is to convey a particular idea.
Disagrees. Who disagrees with our first two contributors and thinks these pay differences are unfair? Yes, toward the front.
If everybody had an equal chance in life.
And in the stand-up comedy environment, there's a little bit of everything in terms of making people laugh, educating, and gaining their support.
A new apartment because there were rats in my ceiling. Has anybody ever lived below rats? Have you ever heard rats above you having a better life? I told the landlord, I go, hey man, there's rats in the ceiling. He goes, I'll get to it. Only in New York is rats a back burner issue. If this was the Midwest, somebody'd show up with guns like, where are they?
It's crucial for comedians to master a variety of skills in public speaking.
Oh, that is Johnny Mathis. It looks like the cover of that Christmas album he had. No?
Sorry.
Control the audience. A public speaking skill that is crucial for stand-up comedians is the ability to control an audience. You need to know how the audience is feeling, how they are receiving the material, and whether they are pulling back or you're losing them at some points. This ability to read the room is crucial for keeping an audience's attention and ensuring that they are constantly engaged. There are subtle signs in their faces: gasps, laughing, clapping, or sighing. Audiences are different, and a good public speaker can spot and read an audience quickly and use little tests to gather information. Sometimes it's important to tailor the content to an audience. A good public speaker can manipulate an audience's emotion to feel sad, angry, and have them in the palm of their hand.
Can they text you, your daughters?
The oldest one can now.
Oh, does she do it a lot?
The unicorn. That can mean anything.
To her, it's a code.
Yeah.
I sent you 5 fucking unicorns.
I'm hungry. You gotta pick me up from volleyball, fuckhead.
Delivery. Another public speaking skill is clear and articulate delivery. This involves not being nervous and using appropriate pacing, timing, and rhythm to highlight the content. It's important to be self-aware of one's physicality on stage. how you're moving, gesturing, posturing, and how it is being perceived by the audience. The delivery must support the content. It's also important to know the content inside out and to have it memorized to the point of delivering it naturally. Many don't realize that stand-up comedians, while their delivery might appear conversational, actually memorize their sets and have to recite it every night in the same way with minimal variations. Some people naturally have stage presence, but it is certainly a skill that needs to be developed. Delivery comes from practice and having time on stage to feel comfortable. Even if you're bombing and not resonating with your audience, you need to stay composed. Being on stage is an odd experience, and it is unnatural. It is difficult to clearly communicate while adding other skills of persuasion and authenticity while delivering your material.
Every time I think about it, yeah, that's true. And I know, oh my gosh. Well, I was there during summer too, so it goes on all night long. No.
The material must be appropriately structured. There should be an introduction or a way to give the audience context, build up to the climax, and it should finish strong. A common rhetorical tool that is used are anecdotes or storytelling, and this provides an engaging narrative for the audience and a platform to embed jokes, lessons, or ideas. By sharing personal anecdotes or experiences, speakers can create a bond with their listener. There are various rhetorical techniques to use, but the content should ideally be practiced in front of many audiences and iteratively revised bit by bit. It's important to cut out the weak material, punch up the strong material, reorganize, add more bits, and so forth. In this development phase, it is often important to let the content evolve and try to improvise incrementally as a challenge.
The point is this: it is our failure to become our perceived ideal that ultimately defines us and makes us unique. It's not easy, but if you accept your misfortune and handle it right, your perceived failure can become a catalyst for profound reinvention.
You have to be a good public speaker to be a good comedian. In one sense, it's important to have the same skills, but you do not have to be what is traditionally thought of as a good public speaker to be a good comedian. Public speaking is a skill to give you more tools as a comedian, but at the end of the day, you just need to resonate with your audience. You need to make them laugh.